Hello, everyone out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, social media world, the world, wherever they're allowing people to watch videos like mine anymore, or social media platforms that are still in existence for people like us. Wherever you can find this video at, thank you for watching as always. Welcome to another episode of Musings with MGL. I'm your host as always, NGL. And as always, please like, subscribe, click the bell, comment, share. If you like what I have to say, I really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel, and I think we're going to need channels like this and other channels like mine as much as possible in the near future, as long as we can stick around, because they're coming for us. But until then, we're ever forward on these topics. So on the topic, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here today and get away from the censorship issue and get back to kind of the main thing that I normally talk about, which is firearms. So it's being widely reported today. Here's an easy example of it, this courtesy of the Daily Wire, that Joe Biden made these remarks a couple days ago regarding the NRA, which obviously impacts our Second Amendment rights, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just going to scroll through, I'll read a little bit of it, and then we'll talk about what his position is. So here we go. Democrat President-elect Joe Biden announced in a statement late last week that he aims to defeat the NRA, a civil rights organization dedicated to protecting the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. Biden made the statement last week on the 10-year anniversary of the shooting in Tucson, Arizona that killed 6 people and wounded Gabby Gifford, a former congresswoman. I thought you couldn't say congresswoman anymore. Isn't she a congressperson or a congress individual of undetermined gender and origin or something like that? But anyway. As president, I pledge to continue to work with Congressman Giffords and with survivors, families, and advocates across the country to defeat the NRA and end the epidemic of gun violence in America. So here we go. Like, we all knew that this was going to come, right? Everybody knew that it was going to come. We all knew that they were going to come for our guns. They were going to come for our rights. This isn't a surprise to anybody. It's happening fast. It's going to happen fast. They've been a little bit distracted with all the censorship stuff going on, but this is going to be one of their main priorities when they get in, and they're starting with attacking the NRA. Now, look, I know a lot of people don't like the NRA. A lot of people talk bad about them and say that they take your money and they don't really do anything. They cave on stuff, et cetera, et cetera. I get it, and I'm not telling you whether you should like them personally or not like them. However, it's organizations like this, whether you think they mismanage their money or they roll over or not, Second Amendment organizations are very important right now. They are the only people who are going to do any sort of lobbying or advocating on your behalf. And you may not like the amount that the NRA does, but the fact of the matter is the NRA is currently the 800-pound gorilla, okay? You can say that there's other better pro-Second Amendment organizations out there, and I'm not going to deny that, but there aren't any that are bigger. There aren't any that have as much clout. There aren't any that attack and get all the slings and arrows from the other side. Because like I said, they're the 800-pound gorilla, so they take all the shots. Nobody ever goes and does a tweet that says we're going to get rid of this Second Amendment organization or Gun Owners of America or anything like that. They always say the NRA. So while the NRA is taking all the heat, it frees up the other organizations to do stuff that aren't getting the heat and aren't getting the attention. So I, for one, like the fact that the NRA is out there, if not for any reason other than that issue. They're the main target. So while people are going after them, I know a lot of people that run and are high up in some of these other organizations, and they're doing some good work behind the scenes, and they're doing it under the radar because the NRA takes all the hits. And again, if you don't like the NRA, that's fine. You don't have to like them, but think of this. If they do end up taking down the NRA, you might sit back and say things like, oh, who cares, because the NRA sucks anyway. But that's going to be a huge blow to Second Amendment rights across the board because, again, you may not like them, but they do have the most power. They do have the most clout. They still have the most members. They make the most money that they can use to lobby people, and they carry the most votes and the most, I guess, leverage, for lack of a better word, against some of these politicians that are wishy-washy. So if you have a wishy-washy Republican who votes normally along Second Amendment lines because they're afraid of the NRA, if you get rid of the NRA, that wishy-washy Republican is not going to be wishy-washy anymore because he's not going to be scared of the gun owners of America or any of these other Second Amendment organizations out there because they're not well known. Nobody knows who they are. They don't carry the same clout. They don't have the same amount of membership. So while you may think that they do a better job than the NRA does when it comes to what they spend their money on. And again, a lot of people think the NRA just rolls over for stuff like the bump stop ban, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not a super huge fan of the NRA, but I am a member, and I do like them only because, again, even if it's just the perception, that this is this huge organization out there that has all this power, that's good. We need an organization like that and other organizations like it. Now, if you, again, do your research, and if you want to put your money in a smaller organization that you think is doing a better job, by all means do so. I want you to donate to whatever Second Amendment organization that you can think of, whether they're small, medium, large, or whatever. If you don't want to donate to the NRA, donate to somebody else. But don't advocate for the NRA. Don't dismiss it when somebody goes after the NRA. I see comments on like this article and when other NRA articles come out that they're like, oh, haha, the NRA sucks. They don't fight for us. They're not really a Second Amendment civil rights organization, et cetera, et cetera. They suck, they suck, they suck. Okay. And you may believe that, and it even may be true to some extent, what people say. But just imagine, again, a world without it. If you think if the NRA went out of business tomorrow, some sort of a lawsuit or something that came out that disbanded them and they didn't exist anymore, if you don't think that the left would take that as some major signal that now they can go even more batshit crazy with this stuff, you're wrong. They're certainly going to do that. They, as you see with the censorship stuff, they will take anything they can and use it to just escalate. So if you remove the NRA as an impediment to them, they're just going to go completely bonkers. Now, I think they're going to go bonkers no matter what. I've said it before. Now that they've got the Georgia seats and they've got control of all the houses, I have great fear for what they're going to be able to shove through, not just for guns, but everything else, obviously, but certainly for guns. The only thing that might slow them down is you could get some wishy-washy Democrats who are also afraid of the NRA, who may not want to go along with it, and you certainly can get the wishy-washy Republicans on your side. But if they somehow, quote, defeat the NRA and they disappear as an advocacy organization, then all bets are going to be off. You will see them completely steamroll because there'll be nothing to hold the wishy-washy Republicans accountable, and there'll be nothing to hold some possible conservative-leaning Democrats. So all I'm saying is, look, our Second Amendment is going to be extremely under attack here in the future, and we need everybody we can get on our side, whether you agree with them 100% of the time or 10% of the time. I will take somebody who agrees with me 10% of the time over something that doesn't exist at all. So if they're coming for the NRA, we have to stop them from doing that. Whether you like them or not, it's time for all hands on deck for this, okay? These type of things make strange allies, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. So you may not like them, but we're going to need them, and we're going to need every Second Amendment organization out there. So by all means, join, donate, advocate, sign up for email lists, whatever you can do to support these organizations, because if they say they're coming for the NRA, what they're actually coming for is you. And if you're just going to stand by and say, I don't care about the NRA because they suck, well, don't come crying to me or anybody else then when the NRA goes away and then they come steamrolling over all these other organizations because they don't have the clout or the money to do anything about it. So that's my musings for today. Things are getting really, really hectic out there. So because of that, I'm afraid of what's going to be going on the next few months or the next few years in our country. So as always, thanks for watching. Click, subscribe, share. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay open if you can, et cetera, et cetera. But look, now more than ever, you got to carry on, and we need as many organizations as we can in our corner on that. So let's get behind everybody and not start battling with each other, because right now we need to lock arms and come together. All right, so thanks for watching. Carry on.